Hey, awesome people. Mr. C here with you for another fractions video. Make sure if you learn anything new at all, click that like and subscribe button. Join us as we continue making math understandable and challenging. This video, we are going to be adding improper fractions using models. This is going to be our teaching video for this skill, okay? You will find in the description below all of our 4th grade, 3rd grade, and even our 2nd grade fractions videos that we have done. Each grade has their own playlist. They are linked in the description below. Check those out. We have covered a ton with fractions, so get caught up to where we are in this video. Again, this video we are going to be adding improper fractions using models. This will be the teaching video. Let's give you a couple of examples. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with this first problem. Before we do, make sure you have a growth mindset, okay? This skill here is going to take a little bit of practice, but remember, the more we practice, the better we get. Every mistake we make, our brain is growing. Use our mistakes to help us get better. Don't give up. Growth mindset, okay? What we've got here is we've got two fractions on the screen. And the first thing you'll notice is that our purple fraction here is an improper fraction. And we know this because the numerator is larger than the denominator, okay? And we have just a normal proper fraction over here in the tealish blue color, okay? And what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be taking improper fractions and we're going to be adding them, okay? Using some models. So what we're going to do here is we are going to first draw a model for 5/3. And you may be asking yourself, all right, Mr. C, how exactly are we going to do that? Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a model here. All right, here is a whole model, and I've got to figure out how many equal sections it needs. And remember, we always can figure that out by looking at the denominator. And the denominator is 3. So because of that, what we're going to do is we're going to break this into 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. Now, how many of these pieces are we going to shade in? Well, what's our numerator? Our numerator is 5. So we're going to need to color in 5/3. So here is 1/3. Here is 2/3. And there is 3/3. Okay. Is that 5/3? Have we colored in, have we shaded in 5/3? No, we haven't. We've only shaded in 3/3. Okay, so let's keep going. We need another model, and in this model we're going to do the same thing. We're going to break it into 3 equal size pieces, because what we need to do is we need to represent 5/3. Okay, so right now we have 3/3 that we've represented. Here is 4/3. Here is 5/3. Okay, take a look at that. There's 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3. Okay. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding whatever this 2/3 looks like. So let's draw a model for what 2/3 is going to look like. So same thing here. Need a model to represent 2/3. Ask yourself, how many equal size pieces do we need? Well, the numerator, or excuse me, the denominator is 3. That's how many equal size pieces we need. Okay, so with that being said, how many are we shading in? We're shading in 2 out of 3. So here's 1/3, and here is 2/3. Okay. So before we solve and get our final answer, I want to point a couple of things out here to you. Let's start off with the purple. This here is 3/3, right? All 3 of these sections are colored in. If I were to say this is 3/3, 3/3, another way to say that would be what? Another way to say that would be 1 whole. And this here is 2/3. Do you see that? Here's 1 whole, here's 2/3. Okay, I'm going to circle back to this because I want to point something else out to you, okay? Let's go ahead and get our answer if we were just to add them. Okay, let's just get our answer. Let's add it all up. So to add all of this up, what we need to do is we need to count up everything we've shaded in. So we've got 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3, plus 2 more thirds. So that's 6/3, 7/3. So here is our answer as an improper fraction. But what if we wanted this answer as a mixed number? What if we wanted this answer here to be a mixed number? How would we do that? Well, let me show you what I was talking about a second ago. Okay, I got ahead of myself. This right here, this model that we have shaded in completely, 3/3, is 1 whole. What's this model? What is it? It's 2/3. Okay, so over here in the purple, we have 1 and 2/3. And what we're doing is we're taking 1 and 2/3 and we're adding, what's this model over here? This model over here is 2/3. So we're taking 1 and 2/3 and we're adding 2/3 to it. And when we do that, remember, we talked about this in our previous video. What we're doing is we're adding the whole numbers. So we're adding 1. There's no whole number over here. So 1 plus nothing would be itself. And then we're adding, take a look at this, we're adding these 2 fractions. So if we added those 2 fractions, 2/3 plus 2/3, that's going to give us 4/3. Now hold on a second, think about that. This here, 4/3, what does that mean, Mr. C? Well, what you would do is ask yourself, 3/3 is 1 whole. If we have 4/3, that's 1/3 more. So that means that we technically have 2 wholes and we've got 1/3. Okay, and the reason we got this 2 and 1/3 was because this here's still an improper fraction. We can take 1 whole out of this. We can subtract 3/3 and add 1 whole, and that's how we got 2. Okay, we took away 1 whole in the fraction, and that gave us 1/3. We added 1 whole to the whole number, and that's where we got 2 and 1/3. Okay, all of this down here is really some stuff that we're going to be working on later on, but I just wanted to point that out to you. Okay, if you are getting this answer here of 7/3, that's great. Okay, if you can draw these models and you can figure out when you're adding it up, that is great. Okay, that's a good spot to be at. Okay, all this down here at the bottom is really going to be the next step. It's going to be kind of a challenge for us as we move on. Okay, so pause for a second. Just run over this problem. Ask yourself where you're confused, what doesn't make sense, where are your mistakes at, and then I want to show you one more. Next problem I have for you here on the screen, we've got 1/4 plus 6/4. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw some models here. First model I'm going to draw is going to be 1/4. I wanted to make that a little bit longer. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. So we're drawing 1/4 here. There are 4 equal sections because my denominator is 4, and we are shading in 1/4. Okay, there's 1/4. So here's 1/4. Now we're going to take 1/4 and we are going to add 6/4. So let's draw that. 6/4. Denominator is 4, so we need 4 equal sections. We need to color in 6. Let's color in 6/4. There's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. All right, is that 6/4 though? No, it's not, right? This right here is 4/4. So that's not quite it. We need 6/4. So let's draw another model. Same thing here, breaking it into 4 equal sized pieces. So far we've got 4/4. Now we've got 5/4, and we've got 6/4. Okay, would you agree? 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4. Okay, so if we add this up, let's see what we're getting as an answer. So we take 1/4 plus 6/4, so 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4. Whoops, change my to a pencil here. So you've got 7/4, but 7/4, if we were to write that as a mixed number, take a look at this. 4/4 would also be equal to 1 whole because we colored in the whole thing. This model here is 2/4. So take a look at this here. We've got 1 whole. We've got 2/4. And then we've got 1/4 in our pink over here. If we add all of this up, add your whole number. We've only got the 1, so that's 1 plus 2/4 plus 1/4, and we get 1 3/4. Take a look. Where did I get this stuff at? All right, where did we get 7/4? Well, we added 1/4 plus 6/4. That's how we got 7/4. And then when we got our mixed number, because our denominator and our numerator was bigger than our denominator, we took the whole, we added 2/4, we added 1/4, add that all up, 7/4 is equal to 1 3/4. Again, if you can get this right here, the next step is you to do all of this here. All right, take it one step at a time. Don't try to just solve everything and get it all figured out. Just you do 2 problems and you got it all mastered, okay? Remember, the more we practice, the better we're going to get. Stick with it. Don't beat yourself up if you made a mistake. Find that mistake. Remember, mistakes help our brains grow. Stick with it, okay? Got a couple more problems I want to try with you in our practice problems video. Check that out in the description below. Try a few more with me in that video so we can get a little bit better at this skill. All right, make sure if you learned anything new today, click that like and subscribe button. Join us as we continue making math understandable and challenging. That's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. C out.